Good afternoon, everybody, and this is Michael Jones, Mike Bledsoe. This is episode 8 of SWAC Then, SWAC Now. It's been a long year. We haven't done anything in a while, so this is football season 2024, and I am so excited about the season. Let me bring my co-host in, Mike Bledsoe. How you doing, Mike?
Mike Jones, what's up,
going
man? Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me.
Man, tell me about it. You excited about this football season?
Absolutely, absolutely. Can't wait till everything gets started off. But we got to stir up some dust around here and talk about what's going on in the SWAC and what we know that's going on in the SWAC. And we can probably get some more people in on the call and talk about what their opinion is of what's happening in the SWAC.
Well, let me just say this. It's been a while since we've done a show, and man, a lot of changes since last football season.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We had football coach at Alcorn. I guess you see a new head football coach at Southern University. Am I missing anybody else?
FAMU.
Yeah, new football coach at FAMU. Wendell Simmons has left the SWAC, and I think he's at Duke University. So a lot of changes.
Yeah, a lot of changes, man. FAMU's got a lot of transfers, and we're gonna see how quick they meld together, and we'll see what the SWAC does. We'll see what our coach has to do this year. We'll see what happens.
Well, Bledsoe, do you have your list on you of the predicted order finish for SWAC Media Day?
I don't have it, but we'll get it before we get real good off into the meat on here.
Okay, because I'm sure we could talk about that a little bit, and I'm real curious to see what our guest thinks also.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to some of these opinions because some of these guys are kind of going to be way off the mark. I bet you, way off the mark.
Man, you hear that you hear that beautiful music, man? Don't you just ready for?
Yes, sir. That purple and gold. That's right.
Now, I guess are they Arcanite, Southern Knights, Grambling Knights?
Yeah, I think we got one coming on here who's a Southern / Texas Southern.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mr. Johnson, he's a little bit of that. So,
okay. Well, when you introduce him, I got something for him.
Okay. All right, I'll introduce him.
Make him feel a little bit good.
So I'll bring him in right now.
Okay.
Mr. Aquarius T. Terry Johnson. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing wonderful, man, in this lovely Houston weather.
Good Houston weather.
You want to hear Terry?
One and only, man.
I want to know Terry because I think you went to 2 SWAC schools. You don't want to hear the other one?
We can hear the other one.
You gonna pump your fist on the other one? I know you gonna be pumping your fist on the other one, dog.
Let me see what kind of bite they got, man.
Hey, I don't think I have TSU, but I got that other one in Texas. You want to hear that one?
You don't want to hear that one.
I had TSU, but I guess I don't.
That's Alcorn's first cousin with the purple and gold.
Yeah. Well, nah, we don't have these first cousins. That's that. Let's see what we do.
But speaking of new coaches, right off the bat, Texas Southern University does have a new coach.
Yeah, Chris Dixon. I got
it. 2 years they got a new coach.
So yeah, let's get started on that, Terry. Since you over there in that dust, because it never sells over there. It's always dust. So let's talk about what your opinion about the Texas Southern Cats.
Oh man, that's a very challenging situation. What is good about Chris Dishman is he has some Houston ties with the Oilers. But I still think, as you and I talked about earlier in the year, Mike, that they certainly mishandled that situation. And personally, myself, I always prefer somebody, with the exception of Prime. We had our situation about that. I don't want to dig that up, but I think they're looking for a Prime situation. Chris Dishman, he has a professional background and whatnot with the Houston Oilers. But I was looking for somebody with the collegiate experience to kind of solidify that program.
Oh, okay. So you sure that this is the route to go?
No, I'm saying I would have preferred a college coach, and so I'm not going to say I'm sure about this the route to go because my opinion and the way I feel about it is that when you get a guy with a professional background, and as soon as things don't go the way he sees, I think they should go. I think he get happy feet, and he probably won't stick and stay. Is what I'm trying to say, and that's my concern about a Chris Dishman, somebody without that collegiate background, so to speak.
Okay.
Lord have mercy. I smell a tiger, and I don't know what kind of show this gonna be with a Alcorn show, a Southern show. Now I smell a tiger.
Well, we got two tigers.
Them boys from up north,
Yeah.
that's what we call them.
Atlanta Tigers.
Nah,
No, I'm talking about Texas Southern Tigers and the Jaguar and the Jackson State Tigers.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
let's wait no longer. Let's join in Mr. Tiger himself, Jackson State's own Rodney Phillips,
Me?
Simpson County.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Rodney. How you doing, sir?
I am doing well. Doing well. Thank you.
Good to see you again.
Yes. There you go.
look at Rodney trying to sneak his head to the music.
Put some volume on there. Man.
Put the volume on the board.
Make me feel welcome. Make me feel welcome.
Hey, man.
Well, you know what? That's enough of that toy band up in Jackson, man.
Hey,
let's talk
Jackson
about-
State was most recently named the #1 HBCU band in the land.
As well they should have.
Breaks my daggum heart.
Look,
But
I'm not gonna
something
give
else, man.
Hey, we're not the only good band though.
Let me correct that. They were the #1 drum majors in the HBCU. Let me correct that because we know who the #1 band is.
Jazz.
We know who the #1 band is.
The Sonic Boom.
All right.
So since y'all going back and forth on that, this is the first question I had to pose on this whole story that we're gonna talk about tonight. Are the SWAC rivalries the same as they were back in the day? This is SWAC then, SWAC now. So SWAC then, is the rivalries the same now? Or have some things changed? I got some quiet guys on here. Ain't nobody saying nothing. But ain't nobody jumping in.
Well, let Rodney go first as he played the game.
Yeah.
I think he should speak on that.
I would say not. In as much as the realignment of the SWAC itself, we still play the game, but we still play the teams. But back in the day, it was every game counts. Now you got games on your schedule against a SWAC opponent, but they don't count in the SWAC standings. I would say that, with the addition of teams from the MEAC, that the landscape has changed a bit.
So you think the MEAC changed that?
I think times changed that. I think the real a number of issues, one with the realignment of the SWAC and games against a traditional opponent, a traditional rivalry, if you will, not counting as a SWAC contest.
So that's why I'm gonna disagree with that, Rodney, because
Okay.
the SWAC, the rivalry that Southern University and Jackson State has nothing to do with realignment. I don't care where y'all playing at. Well, it was a parking lot at Walmart. You guys are food.
Yeah.
I want to intervene here for a second. Rodney, are you saying that the Alcorn Jackson State rivalry has changed or don't count?
Oh no, no. That's gonna be because we 60 miles between each other.
But the reason why I asked you that question, you hear a lot of the younger guys on some of these other podcasts say that it's not a rivalry anymore. Alcorn
Well,
and Jackson is not a rivalry.
yeah. And you have to add in that component. Us old guys, fans now, not players.
Us old guys.
We,
Who you referring?
well,
Old guys.
who
I want to know.
yeah, I'm looking at three other pictures here. I don't, and all of us have receding hairlines or disappearing. That-
No airline.
okay, all right. So I'm talking about us, everybody on this picture. All right, I'm saying that we view it differently. So
I don't necessarily. I don't do view it differently. Well, maybe the majority of the fans do. I don't know. Maybe we have to do a poll.
well,
We'll
you
put
and
a
I
poll
you and I
up.
probably view it the same.
Yeah, because I don't want to be Jack. I don't want Jack State to beat me playing Marble.
Right.
Well,
Absolutely.
well, I'll put it to you this way, man. I think that whoever's winning, it's a rivalry, and whoever loses is not. If you're losing, it ain't no rivalry.
Yeah. Well,
We just
I
gotta play
don't
them
know
guys
about
up
it.
the road.
It
Hey,
it'd be pretty good to lose.
let, let me
Uh,
chime in, guys. I see where Rodney's coming from, and I remember being at a Southern University basketball game, probably in the '90s, maybe mid '90s, and Pop Green, who played with Tommy Green on some of the great Southern University basketball teams. At the time, Southern was probably one of the leading, averaging 100 plus points a game, leading the country. So you sit there, and Pop was with his girlfriend behind me, and he's like, "Oh man, the game ended up like 65 to 60, 59. Somebody say, "Oh man, we had that at halftime." Okay, times are changing.
mhm.
Okay, when you played the game, Rodney, at Jackson State, man, you had some of the best players in the country
Yeah.
at the black schools, obvious reasons, because they couldn't go to the LSU's and the Mississippi States of the world. Okay,
Absolutely.
so with the advent of opening up the schools to everyone, all athletes the top tier athletes can go wherever they want to go. But no, nevertheless, what I would say this to the fans, Alcorn versus Jackson State is still important.
Yeah.
Southern versus Grambling is still important. Southern versus Jackson State is still important. So I would have to say that the rivalries do exist. I would wholeheartedly say they exist. Maybe not to the intensity that you had in the experience, because back when you played, Rodney, the game was the game and the people was in the stands, 100%.
100%. Yep.
They were there.
Mhm.
But I would still say to the fans and to you all and the guys, man, we still support and love our schools. So we still want to win.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would say yes. Texas Southern versus Prairie View is still a rivalry. So yeah, the rivalry still exists.
Well, Terry and Rodney, I want to ask you a question. Do you guys remember back? We're not doing it anymore, but for about 20 years, Alcorn and Grambling played in what they call the Labor Day Classic every year in Freeport. And
Right.
man, I'm gonna tell you that game there was just as big as the Jackson Alcorn game, or maybe the Bayou Classic to a certain extent.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
you had a lot of Jackson State fans that would attend that game
Mhm.
because I don't know who Jackson State was playing back. I think they might be playing like Alabama State or something the first quarter of the season, or something. But you had a lot of Jacksonians that would attend that game too. It was pretty much a good Mississippi support that would drive over to Shreveport for that game every year between Eddie Robertson and Coach Castle.
Mm-hmm. They called it the Red River Classic for a while too.
Yeah, it was the Red River Classic.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did y'all not get sued, man, by OU in Texas?
Well, you know what? I was thinking about
Using that name?
We had it before them. They didn't even have it. We had it before them.
Well, you should have sued them.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that our administrators at these schools should have done that it's like we don't know how to sound a copyright bill. The Golden Girls were the first majorette team to a majorette squad in the country, and they have Alcorn has a copyright that. So hey.
Yeah, LSU call their girls the Golden Girls.
And so does UAPB now.
Wow.
And you got to block that stuff down, man.
And I'm not just picking on Alcorn. They haven't done their job, but look at that situation between Southern University and that lady who does the dancing dolls, and she was smart enough to copyright her stuff, and I think Southern I pretty much have to get permission from her.
Well, because Southern has the #1 dancing dolls in all of the land and all of college football, not just black college football. #1 in all of college football, period.
But guess what? They don't have their copyright namesake.
Well, we just simply the dancing dolls, man. I mean, there's no other. There ain't nobody even trying to use it because they can't compare.
Well, the lady that has that, I think she called her group the Dancing Dolls, and she got it copyrighted, and it was a big thing a couple of years ago with her in Southern. But she got the paperwork behind it, so hey. I was just using this as an example of how we don't take care of business at our HBCU.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Before we get too far from the subject, from the question about the rivalries, that Alcorn Grambling game, that was the first major game of the year, and that's why you had other SWAC fans coming to that game, because it had a lot of implications. It set the tone for the whole season. If somebody can knock off Grambling or Jackson State or the first team, Alcorn, then that gave them a better chance of winning the championship, because
But right, the thing about this, that game is important to the fact too that for about 30 years, I would say from probably 1966 up to probably 1990, you only had 3 schools that were going to really win the SWAC, and that was going to be Alcorn, Grambling, or Jackson State. And so, whoever
sense, man. I think if you go back and count some numbers, man, Southern University cannot be left out of this conversation.
You said Texas?
Southern University. The Southern University. That TSU.
Right on that now.
Hey,
Southern University.
Yeah. Let me just say that. Let me just say that. I can remember the time when, because I think we beat Southern like 25 years in a row. Southern had a schedule back then where they would play Jackson State one week. They would go undefeated. They play Jackson State one week, and then the next week they play Alcorn. After those 2 games, they was done for the season.
Right.
We'd be 5-0 for years, but it wasn't 25 years. I remember we'd be 5-0 for years, and then we meet Jackson State and Alcorn, and we'd be 5-2. I remember that. But if you go back and do the numbers, which I don't have the numbers in front of me.
Well, don't talk, then. Don't talk. Hold it.
You cannot mention SWAC power football without mentioning the Jaguars, man. Period. Well, I ain't just talking about no band.
Well, hold on.
Don't get mad because we got recent history. When Pete Richardson came to town, he was the new Eddie Robinson.
They didn't know how to win.
Pete bought the stick.
Pete Richardson beat poor Eddie Robinson so bad he had to give him a handkerchief when he closed him out.
But Terry, look what I just said. When did y'all?
It hurt my heart.
Terry, when did you all have Pete Richardson?
Man, I don't know when we had him, but I know he
got 1990.
Look here.
And see, he didn't listen to what I was saying.
Do you remember RTD?
I said from 1966 up until about 1990, that was gonna win the SWAC.
RTD.
No, I don't remember nobody back in the 50s.
We had SU on the side of our helmets. On the front, we had RTD, Return to Dominance.
Okay.
So that wasn't the first time we dominated, but we returned to dominance.
That's an in-house thing.
So, Mike, you see, we should have got Terry on this call. You see that now, don't you?
Well,
we should have let his ass off.
You know what? I said from 1966 to 1990.
Yeah, they don't remember nothing to the 90s.
I know when they had Pete Richardson. And so I know for about 30 years, they didn't win jack. Now, when Pete came in, Hey, bro, I can
Now,
give
now you go back to the leather helmets, Mike. You better go back to the leather helmets. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Well,
ahead.
hey,
Yeah, Carl Michael.
yeah. Listen,
Tell me about
everybody had their lean years.
who was number 47? Mel
Mel
Blanc,
Blunt. Mel
Hall
Blunt.
of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
What
Who
that
were
mean?
chumps?
I
You
didn't
need
say
to
y'all.
know?
I didn't.
Name
I
me one.
didn't say y'all
Come
chumps.
on, man.
You guys didn't win no SWAC.
Hall of Famers, man.
Hey,
Y'all
hey,
didn't win no SWAC.
I want.
Aeneas Williams, a little modern day for you.
Yeah. Modern day.
Mhm.
Modern day.
Come on, man.
Come on.
You ain't coming to Baton Rouge with no layup.
Come on, man. Hold
And then
on. Now.
you were glad when Baton Rouge came to you because we brought them fans.
Yeah. Thanks
And
for the
still
money.
bringing them.
We thank for that money. Let me break in and introduce one of our guests.
They bought the fans and still got a butt whooping, so that's cool. I'm fine with that.
Hold on, Mike. Let's bring in Dr. Willie Smith on the call. So I'm gonna bring Dr. Smith in. Dr. Willie Smith, how you doing, sir?
I'm good, brother. How y'all doing?
Doing
Well,
good.
What's up, Jake? Brother?
Good to see you, brother. Terry, you been hiding from. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Hey, bro, I'm hanging in there, man.
What's up, right now? How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing very good. How are you?
Prime, I ain't seen you since Prime was left. I ain't heard nothing from you over
I ain't hiding now. I ain't hiding. I ain't hiding.
No, I said he was going to stay 3 years.
You said that.
And I also said he was going to win.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
And I also said he was going to recruit.
Mm-hmm.
Did all that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Man, that's what he said. I'm looking for my commission check right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you should have got him over there in Texas Southern the way you talk.
No, man, he 35 million, man. You go to Texas Southern for 300 when you can get 35 million?
Yeah.
Oh.
But you should have some of that money you got on there, bro. You could have helped them out.
If you give me that video back and I send that to ESPN, that prediction, I'll have Stephen A. job. Prediction like that, man. But I also said this. I said I need Dion to be the coach and Prime to be the entertainer. So he's mixing them up. That's why you're running a little trouble there.
Why are we talking about Dion for a second? This little trouble that he in. Do y'all agree with that? Do y'all agree with how he handled the press on last week?
I would have
When
to
he
say,
asked that guy that pointed question and he wouldn't ever really address the question directly, so he just went away from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
say yes.
Yeah.
I would say yes, man. Because if there's any truth to it, zip.
Yeah.
Okay. So that sounds like a Prime fan versus what's really in actuality, man. You got to address people. What you think, Dr.
No.
Smith? What you think, Dr. Smith?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Mike. I know I agree with Terry a little bit too on it, but he keeping his mouth shut. But when the last time you ever saw Prime keep his mouth shut or whatever, he want to talk about everything else, so he owed it to everybody else to talk. He's a coach now. He got to elaborate on that stuff. But them guys he ain't the only one. These guys get to his status now. They don't feel they got to elaborate on it, and they don't feel they have to answer the question. But some folks want to know that there or whatever. Now, if you want to keep it just to football, well, he don't need to go into the interviews talking about anything else other than just football. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. What you got? What you think, Rodney?
Well, I think the guy should have answered the question.
The guy
Reporter. Yeah, the reporter should have answered the question, and because he wanted to keep the upper hand, and if he had answered the question, then he would have given the lead over to Dion, and in a one-on-one conversation when Dion's on the microphone, he's hard to overcome. He's hard to get the ups on, you know. So because he's quick with it, and he has a backing, he has a following, and I understand why Dion took that position, because the guy was saying some untruths. In the next article that he wrote, he brought forth a lot of the points, but he should have said them then. Instead of looking like, I'm gonna throw a rock and hide my hand. I can't stand behind what I'm saying. So I don't know. Dion won the argument, I think.
You think he handled that properly for the position that he holds?
Well,
I think that. Go ahead, Rodney.
I'm gonna say that was he handled it Dion style. That's his persona. He stayed in Dion form with the whole thing. Okay, so if you asking me, could another coach have done that, or would Nick Saban have done it that way? I don't think so. Nick Saban probably would just. I don't know. Maybe he would have just not taken his question at all.
Go ahead, Terry.
Well, I mean, Rodney, he said it best. I mean, Dion stayed true to himself. He stayed Dion. The other thing is, I mean, you have to be careful what you say. You also have to be careful how you say things. So I just think that he handled it the proper way.
Mike Jones,
because there's a lot of implications that could come from saying the wrong thing.
Go ahead, Mike Jones.
Yeah.
I don't have any comments. I didn't care too much for Dion coming to the SWAC. So when he left the SWAC, I don't follow him.
Okay.
Well, I think that qualifies you to make a statement, because that's a valid point.
Well,
I mean, that's
I
a valid
don't follow him,
position.
so I guess Robert, I don't know that much about the situation, so that's
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So
I have to address Michael Jones' statement about him not wanting Dion to come to the SWAC. The name of the show, SWAC Then, SWAC Now.
Mm-hmm.
When Dion was
SWAC Now.
SWAC Then, SWAC Now. When Dion was in the SWAC was on TV every week.
Okay.
SWAC had upgraded attendance. So you cannot say he was bad for the SWAC because he made money for the SWAC. Okay, he brought lots of attention to the SWAC and HBCUs. So, which we knew was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. Whether you like him, love him, or hate him,
well,
he was good for the SWAC.
I don't think Mike said that he was bad for the SWAC. He said he didn't like him, and now he's gone. He don't have any comment.
Well, I understand. I respect that, but what I'm saying is, I'm just saying that he was good for the SWAC.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So Mike, I want to get back to the question you asked. So my understanding that he don't want to deal with nothing with CBS.
Right.
The article was written the other day that the reason he don't want to deal with CBS could be three possible reasons. One, they ranked him as being the 15th best head coach out of 16 Big 12 conference team. They said he had an uphill climb for the season this year, and then they did a lot of reporting on his son Shiloh bankruptcy case.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that's true or not, because nothing has been quantified. He ain't said a whole lot about it other than he didn't want to ask the reporter question. But somewhere in those three things, they're assuming that's why he don't want to answer the question or talk with CBS. He'll talk to everybody else except CBS or whatever.
So that's what I was referring to. What Rodney and Terry was talking about. I don't know what they were talking about. On what situation they talking about. What situation y'all talking about the same situation?
Well, yeah, I was referencing the implications of Shiloh with his situation. He got some legal situations with not only the legal situation with the bankruptcy, but he also has some situation with Comanche in terms of bullying the kid.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some implications in regards to what's going on in the locker room over there. So with all that being said, I just felt like he probably need to take the high road on that conversation. on those types of conversations, anything leading to that.
Yeah, that's several accusations been made that he,
Right.
he favoritism. He coaches with favoritism,
Right.
and the bullying and uh, threats. There's stories about bullying and death threats and all of this, and
Right.
this is what this guy was writing about.
Mm-hmm.
So Dion wanted to. I guess he wanted that to be the issue of the conversation, the topic of the conversation, so that he could have a platform to say his part, to defend himself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought he said this. Hey, this don't take this personal. This is about CBS, so I won't take any questions from you. It's nothing personal. That's what he said. So
No, he asked the guy pointedly. He said, "So what do you got against? What do you have against me?"
well, that's a
Oh,
different situation right there. Though.
oh, it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a
Okay,
different
we talk
situation.
about two different things then.
We're talking about two different things. So I don't want to make this a Dion show or raise him up to the sky either. So
Right.
let's
Yeah,
move
I had
on.
enough.
Right.
Yeah, I had enough.
Hey, what did Eddie Robinson Jr. say? He ain't SWAC.
Hey, did you hear? Did you see the interview with Eddie Robinson Jr. and the reporter asked him, "Hey, is T.C. Taylor SWAC?"
And what did he say?
He said, "Well, yeah. He played in the SWAC, and this whole thing. I got a little excited after a game, and we did this, and I said that, and now." The game between Alabama State and Jackson State is probably going to be labeled SWAC contest. Who is SWAC? Yeah,
It was SWAC, huh?
yeah. I mean
So,
that's legendary now.
so I'm gonna jump on this real quick while I got Dr. Smith on this call. Dr. Smith, I want to talk about there's two things that's in the news big time right now that everybody's talking about. One of them was Dion. We've already covered that. We won't go back that direction. However, we want to talk about that Blue Star.
Oh Lord have mercy.
What's going on with them Dallas Cowboys, dog? What's going on with
Man,
that situation?
I think all of us gonna need a psychiatrist to dictate what's going on with this damn franchise. Man, I would say that I've been a loyal supporter of them for years to now. I'm 55 years of age. I've been a long supporter of the Dallas Cowboys. What I haven't been a supporter of is the dysfunction in the organization, how they manage their business. Jerry Jones to me, somewhat like Tom Benson, he's a used car salesman in $1 billion body, $1 billion man. He wants something nothing or whatever, right? Because he don't want to. He'll pay his players. Now, don't get me wrong, but he wants something used rather than something new. He known for the last 2 years or 3 years now that he had to re-sign Dak. He knew that he gonna have to sign CD based on the potential that he was going, and he knew he had to sign Michael Parsons. But he also could have signed Dak 3 years ago to an extension. He could have signed CD well before Justin Jefferson got his money. And so I don't know what's going on with the team other than to say that I think the Cowboys are more interested in selling tickets and making money than running the franchise. If they were going to cut the roll like they are, they've been lucky because I'm going to tell you this. This franchise has been lucky because of the franchise name and marketability. Not about them managing an organization. If they would not have that name right for all these millions of years and the marketability or whatever, they're a bottom 12-point team. They're a bottom feed ownership team. They don't know how to manage the salary cap. They don't know how to manage their relationship with their players. Now they keep their players, Miller was saying, but they still don't know how to manage the relationship by not signing the player that you know you could have signed them with. So I don't understand it for the life of me. Bill Jones and the guy wait for a player to just say, I love the franchise, I'm gonna make more money. My marketing, my endorsement deal that I'm gonna make a deal. He did the same thing. You remember for receiver wise to Derek Brown. He made him wait all that time, whatever. But you notice one thing, guys, he didn't do? He paid Tony Romo worth a damn or whatever, right? So he can play with his brother. So I think that Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones and the whole Cowboy organization is terribly dysfunctional. They need some psychiatry to help them.
So,
Sound like a big gun Cowboy fan, huh?
but he did put it to
I think you took it a little personal though.
Dr. Smith, I don't feel sorry for you. I'm a Steelers fan, so
So, Rodney
Yeah.
Phillips, what you think, sir?
Well, I was thoroughly entertained by that.
Kick a man when you down, man.
Let me say first and foremost, I am a Dallas Cowboy hater.
Oh God, man.
I have been just relishing this whole fiasco of Dallas. Now they have some tremendous athletes, and I am just amazed by the loyalty of Dallas Cowboy fans.
Yeah.
I mean, they get beat up every year.
Yeah.
I mean, I walk among them. It's so many of them. And I like it when the hopes get real high, and then they're boom. They don't make the playoffs.
That's some hate.
In the first round of the playoffs.
That's some hate, right? That's some hate, Rodney. Stephen hate.
I own up to it. I hate the Dallas Cowboys. Now, but I have personal reasons for hating them. But
Did they cut you, Rodney? Did they cut you?
They cut me. Yeah. Wait a minute. That ain't all. They ain't the only reason. They kept me out of the Super Bowl twice.
Wow.
So and then on top of that, the arrogance of naming themselves
America's team.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Terry Jones.
let me ask this question. Didn't they cut Jimmy Smith? He went on to Jacksonville and became a NFL star.
Uh-huh.
So when they cut Michael, when they cut Jimmy Smith, my dad was a big Cowboy fan, but he was and a San Francisco 49er fan. So I said you couldn't be both. But when they cut Jimmy Smith was hurt, and my dad hated that.
Right.
So you dislodge some of the bitch. That man went out there, played these games, and as soon as he get hurt, you want to get rid of the man. Don't want to pay the man. Got rid of him.
Right. He had a kidney stone or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you think about them Cowboys?
Well, I haven't been a Cowboy fan since the early 70s. Well, this is what I noticed about Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones has mastered the art of keeping the Cowboys relevant with his mouth.
Yeah.
And he realizes that as long as he's talking about the Cowboys, somebody's willing to listen.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of the most expensive sports franchises in all of America. They're like the Los Angeles Lakers. They're relevant whether they're winning or not.
Mm-hmm.
They're talked about every day. Their games have high ratings every day. You go watch them whether you like them or not.
Yep.
Their uniforms are loved. The star is elevated.
Mm-hmm.
They're relevant. The relevance now is not so much what they do on the field, but Jerry Jones is the most important interview that the Cowboys can give. He has made it that way. He has mastered that. And he learned that he doesn't have to win now. If he can't win, he found a way to win.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it's not. And that's my opinion.
Winning is not the most important thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go on to Mike Jones on his opinion because he's a Steeler fan, so we already know how he feels.
But Mike,
You know what? The show is SWAC then, SWAC now. So let's get back to these 2024 football positions.
Hold on, Mike.
We ain't really talking about
I can't do Rodney like that. I can't do Rodney like that. How about them Saints? Let's talk about them. Rodney, you first. How about them? You talk about them Cowboys. Y'all got some stuff going on down there, partner.
Well, I'm not a real dyed in the woods Saints fan.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, But my best friend has season tickets, and I go to the game, so I support him.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
you can if you really want to twist at my heart, go back them L.A. Rams.
Mhm.
So
Well, unfortunately, they not like the Cowboys. Nobody want to hear about no doggone Rams. Terry, you a Kansas City fan, huh? Or you a Patrick Mahomes fan?
No, man, I'm a Philadelphia Eagle, man.
Oh, you not a Patrick Mahomes fan?
No, man, I'm a Jalen Hurts fan, remember?
Oh,
Jalen Hurts, man. That's my guy, man. Jalen
let's
Hurts grew up
let,
15 minutes from where I live, right here.
okay, let's talk about their failures last year. What's up with that? What's happening with them Eagles last year?
Ego.
was there a real rift between Jalen and the head coach?
Sirianni.
Yeah.
I think there was some jealousy on the part of some of the players with the money that the man got.
Mm.
$255 million. I think there was some direct jealousy in-house. I mean, some of his boys. I think Mike, what the receiver name? The creme de la creme.
Brown?
One receiver.
Oh, AJ Brown.
AJ Brown. I think he was the culprit in that because he was pushing the guy, me, throw me the ball. Man, you got the Heisman Trophy winner there. The Slim Reaper ain't no joke, bro.
Right.
Let the game let the game play out the way that it's supposed to be played out.
So,
Okay, you do your job, you're gonna make first team all pro.
Mm-hmm.
Don't harass the quarterback.
Yeah.
Receivers need to get off of that, bro.
yeah.
You let the game play out, you're gonna get the ball back. Okay, because when they start going over there with the Slim Reaper, then you're gonna be open.
Yeah.
You can get 20 touchdowns. And the Slim Reaper can get 16, 15. Man, just play the game, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand that, though.
So,
Quarterback space because he's a nice guy. But let me tell you something, bro. If I was a quarterback, bro, I'm just trying to tell you, I ain't having it. Gotta get these dudes out your face, man.
Mm-hmm.
Play the game, quarterback, the way the game is supposed to be played. Throw to the open receiver, bro. When you start getting forced to throw to AJ Brown and double coverage and this, that, and the other because he said he want the ball, you're gonna lose.
Mm-hmm.
The locker room.
Hold on. Did that happen with Dak and CD?
yeah. Yeah, they had some little beef right there. He wasn't getting the ball to CD. CD would get mad in practice and in the game when he was open. But that happened to every receiver. Every receiver like that want the prima donna, want the ball. But I agree with Terry a little bit, but I disagree on this part, Terry. Sirianni came out and basically admitted that him and Jalen Hurts had some issues.
Mm.
And you know what that issue was? Sirianni and the ball over in San Francisco, Kyle Shanahan. And I like Jalen Hurts, but they piss me off. They piss me off because they get cute and get pretty. You can't keep running that man in NFL game for 17-game season. Last year they make it to the Super Bowl and keep running. Jalen Hurts was hurt.
Yeah, he was.
Sirianni did not game plan to get the ball to Brown. That's what AJ Brown was saying. They knew that this man was hurt with his knees and all the other stuff, all the pain that he took.
Yeah.
He got cute with him, still running the man on quarterback draw, still rolling them out there. You got two good receivers. Slim Reaper,
That's true.
throw that damn ball as much as you can or whatever. And Swift was a damn good back. Now they got Saquon Barkley. I want to see how good it is. I always say, those teams that make those paper teams are paper champ. They're not going to win anything by stacking those teams when you try to get cute. And that's what Sirianni did. So I imagine that Jalen Hurts was mad at him too because he said that the game plan did not reflect our strength. He can't be the runner all the time he needs, and that's what I think. Even I was pulling for him. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what happened with that. And that's why I say Kyle Shanahan and Sirianni, some of them guys, man, they get too damn cute but they're playing the tendency of football. Don't run your quarterback all day. Don't do him on old draws, all that stuff. The man already beat up or whatever. Throw the ball a little bit more or whatever. But he was doing all kind of crazy shit or whatever. And then Sirianni is one of those coaches, if y'all know him, if y'all see him, Terry, you know him, he carries a chip on his shoulder. He won a white boy that carries a chip on his shoulder. Did everybody else? The game will humble your ass quick. You tell him, Rodney, the game will humble your ass quick.
It will. Yes, sir.
But I can tell you, he's behind on he on a short rope this year. I promise you.
Mhm.
Yeah, they got a great team, man. But
Yeah, they got a great team, man.
what keep going on that dumpster now? They gonna lose my favorite player was Fletcher Cox. You can lose him, you can lose Kelsey. You got a window of time that you got to press them ball, do the right thing. Well, he got you damn cute though.
Yeah.
Hey, man, they
Respect the game.
though, man. They still can.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the Cowboys got Zeke back. So hey,
See that? He's the boy. I thought you was good, man. But you heard the man when he hurt. That kind of thing is-
Quarterback, man.
Without saying that.
He can't even get his number back.
But look
come on.
at what I said. We need a South Carolina. Look what the Cowboys did now. They brought Zeke back and gave him guaranteed money. Everybody been going to camp and watching what's going on because see he gonna fell off. But the Cowboys cut him. They got to pay that man $2 million. They got to guarantee his money. How crazy was that shit there, man? Come on, man. But it goes to the point there.
That ain't no money, man.
That ain't superstar.
They not worried about. It goes to your point here. They're not worried about winning the football game. They just want to.
They want me at the plant with them 2 million, man. You're all right.
They want to sell
money.
They want to sell a ticket for people coming to the game because Zeke got a big fan. Not thinking about the extra on the field, man. They crazy, bro. So,
Yeah.
Mike, you had to bring that back up again, man. Let's get to the SWAC, man. Shit.
Mike Jones. I'm looking at Mike Jones' expression, man. He's like bringing on back to the SWAC, baby.
You want to get back to the SWAC? Let's talk about the SWAC a little bit, man.
Before we get started, y'all, I just want to let you all know, in case y'all don't know the history of the SWAC. Southern wins another championship. SWAC.
Yeah.
In case you don't know, baby.
Well, do
I'm
you
laughing
mean
real hard.
in your lifetime? That's what you
Oh,
mean.
soon.
In your lifetime.
Soon.
I'm
Before
glad-
we go see the king, baby.
I'm laughing so hard, man. That's the biggest joke I heard today.
I keep laughing.
All right, let's talk
Well, I
about
tell
that
you
a little
what,
bit.
I know one homecoming, y'all. You're gonna lose your homecoming this year.
Ooh.
All come for homecoming?
That's right.
Oh, y'all must be terrible. Y'all must be terrible.
No, y'all just not too smart to keep scheduling us. We don't win homecomings already.
Charles Bucker said, terrible. Terrible.
So, Mike, you got the predictive order of finish?
Yeah, I have it up here. Let me go and look at it right quick.
Wait a minute. This is yours, or this is what the SWAC voted?
This is from SWAC Media Day.
Okay. We'll let you have your piece in a minute, right? Just hold on.
I just wanted to know which one he was.
Yeah,
I'd like to hear Mike's first.
Yeah, we know where you going.
Rodney, I'm gonna throw a little shade, man. How Alcorn football team doing? What's your grandson saying?
Well, he doesn't report to Friday.
Okay.
They didn't have a room for him. You know,
really?
He's not on scholarship. He's
okay.
But he joins the fray on Friday.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm going down there too.
This is from SWAC Media Day, and let's do a quick rundown right quick. The preseason predictions as far as the SWAC East, they picked I guess the SIDs and the coaches picked Alabama State number 1, 114 points. Florida A&M number 2, 104 points. Jackson State 87 points. Alabama A&M is number 4 with 76 points. Bethune-Cookman is number 5 with 47 points, and Mississippi Valley State is number 6 with 31 points.
How in the hell they get 31 points? Oh, excuse
me. Let's stop right there. Let's talk about the East for a second. So, Rodney, since you're an East guy, the rest of us are West guys now. So let's talk about the East. What you think?
I think it's.
I'm writing you down while you're talking, so I'm putting you down. What you saying?
I mean, if I had been a voter, I would have voted Alabama State number 1.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Hornets.
But Jackson State had to be number 2.
Okay.
I don't understand that one. Yeah. Then maybe Florida A&M, and then the rest of them.
So
hey, somebody who had a first place vote picked Valley. Valley got a first place vote.
All right, that's why I say, how in the hell they get 30-something votes?
Sutton throwing the rock again.
Well, I want to ask this question. Relative to the FBS transfers. So, fam, you had the most transfers. I think they got like 28 transfers. Jackson State, about 14 or 15, somewhere along in there. So, the question is, do those FBS transfers make that big of a difference in the season?
Well, let me say,
You gotta
Eddie
stand up.
Robinson, huh?
You gotta stand up to say that.
I didn't stand up. I had to lean forward though. I had to catch my breath. I'm saying that my thoughts are that Eddie Robinson, his philosophy is to build with high school players and build a foundation, and I like that. I like that because in large part. Now, if I may be allowed to go back and call a name out of Jackson State's past, Rick
Oh, here we
Comedy.
go.
Rick Comedy. That was his philosophy to go out and find players who had fallen through the cracks, but and then he could win with that. But the offshot of that was that every year was a rebuilding year. Okay, he had no continuity, no consistency in his program. All right, if he got lucky and got some good players and was able to make those players play together, was able to mold them and tie them in a knot and make them a team, then he was successful. If not, then
Hold
everybody was
on.
fine.
Hold
Yeah,
on, Rodney. What
uh,
what Comedy successful when he was with y'all?
yeah,
So
yeah.
his formula
Sure.
worked.
Wait a minute, he won one championship.
Okay.
One, and then the rest of them, he
Did
got to
Harold Jackson
one.
win?
Huh?
Did Harold Jackson win one?
No, Harold Jackson was there.
Did Bell win one?
Wait a minute, and now I'm not endorsing any of those players, any of those coaches.
When you talking about the way his philosophy
Yeah,
worked, y'all got rid of.
I'm trying to validate
Okay.
my favor for Eddie Robinson Jr.
Okay.
and his philosophy of building a team using high school players, and then throwing in, because he got him a good quarterback from over at Texas Southern, which could push him maybe over the top. I doubt it, because Jackson State coming with the fury.
Mike, did you record that?
Yeah, I'm recording
They
it.
coming with a fury. We're gonna bring that back, all right?
Uh-huh.
We're
Hey,
gonna bring that back.
I'm gonna make a clip out of it.
Okay. Have it repeat. Just have it keep repeating.
Hey, Mike, it's for LBS player. For me, my theory always being that if you're a year away, you heavily go after those players. If you want to win immediately, a year away. But anything longer than that, you might as well go through high school.
Mm-hmm.
As most of your coach do, and Robinson do, and most of them guys do, or whatever, because you can have somebody else old junk and some other old problems or whatever.
Right.
Never know they're going to pan out if you're giving them a 2-year ride after that or what have you. So to me, if you're missing a piece or a puzzle or two that you need right away to fill in because you don't have the experience or the growth, and you want to win immediately, or you got things that you think your team will win in a year or so, then you go after the old player. But I don't like doing that. Me, I like getting a high school player, growing them, and creating my own talent, or what have you, unless I have injuries and that sort of thing.
All right, Terry.
Well, to step out of the SWAC to illustrate my point, I would go to a man over at Clemson, who is Dabo Sweeney. Yeah, he is. He doesn't like the transfer portal. He hadn't wanted to use the transfer portal.
Look what happened to him.
Yeah.
But look at the performance level.
Yeah.
Okay, so I said that to say that, yes, I'm a proponent. I would be a proponent of developing high school players, and I think he should. by the same token, you got to get a happy balance, man. You're gonna have to get if you're gonna compete, and everybody else is utilizing some transfers that have the ability to upgrade you immediately. You're gonna have to play. You're gonna have to play ball. Now the question is, how much do you utilize that? And I think everybody's situation should be different. FAMU using 28 players, that's their need, perhaps. But my thing is, I don't know which SWAC coach said it, but he said, if you can't come over here and start, I don't need you. If you're not coming over here to start, keep kicking. So I don't think you need 22 starters. I don't think you need 22 starters, but I would say 10 to 14 or 15 players, man. I'm not saying all these guys are coming in to be starters, but I could see 10 players or 12 players, something like that, man. But 30 players, I think I'm with Rodney. I think that's a bit much.
Well,
Because
right.
you need to bring the program up with a good foundation, man. And that's what's going to win in the long haul.
But
Right, I got a question for you. That first year that Coach Sanders won the SWAC at Jackson State, Deion Sanders, how many transfer players did he have?
50.
It
I
was,
don't remember the number. I don't.
but look, listen. Do you know how many games we won the year before he got there?
2.
Yeah, it was low.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and Dion went to a situation uh, where a team won 2 games.
Right.
Right.
Same
So,
thing
you
with Colorado.
you not only got to get some players, you got to change the culture.
Right.
Well, Rodney, you cut your camera off. Okay,
Yeah,
he's back on.
that's what I did.
Plus, he knew he was dealing with a 3-year window.
Mm-hmm.
He knew this coming in.
right. That's why I said, unless you're trying to win now, immediately,
Yeah.
you got to go get those players to get in that official scheme. But I want to say for the record, Terry, the difference between Clemson was, even though Dabo didn't want to transfer a player, he lost a good bit of his play. After they stopped winning, look at the quarterback went to Oregon, whatever he went, well, Euclid, what have you.
But coming in.
They lost him or they lost his player, whatever. So he wasn't harvesting that talent like he should have. I heard them too at Clemson. And so I don't disagree with you, Terry. I do think you're right in some of what you're right in talking about. If you got a media window, then yeah, the FBL players make a difference. But long term, whatever, that don't normally work. And
Right.
You know.
Yeah. And then every excuse me,
Go ahead, Rodney.
every coach doesn't have the ability to bring a whole bunch of players in. Players who left another place for a reason. They didn't want to compete. They wasn't getting their playing time. They disenchanted, or they come in following the buck. Okay, now you got to convince these guys to buy into what you're doing. Okay, they can come in and look good and practice every now and then, and be a disruptor when you practice, because they want to shine. They just want to be a star. They don't want to grind. So you got to figure out and a brand new coach like FAMU. This is does he know how to bring these guys together and make a team out of them year one?
But he's an existing coach that was on the coaching staff.
Yeah, that ain't head coach. Different job.
Different experience.
Yeah.
Well, let me just say this: FAMU are the defending SWAC East champs, right? So, when have you picked them to be number one, or do you think Andrew Body's going to make that big of a difference as Alabama State?
Well, you asking me, or you just
I'm asking the whole team. I'm asking everybody that's on the panel.
I'm gonna let somebody else answer first.
Well, Andrew Body got to secure that starting position. Because for what I understand, the guy that they brought from Eastern Illinois is giving him the blues right now. So he got to win the position first. So I'm pretty sure he'll probably get it off the top, but he's got to win the job first.
Yeah.
Does Alabama A&M coach deserve another year after this one if he doesn't win? Should he be let go?
Repeat that, Mike.
Alabama A&M's coach, does he need to be let go if they don't win this year?
I don't think so, man. I mean, these SWAC coaches and these HBCUs, man, and even some of the top tier levels. I'm sorry.
What have you done for me lately? But go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, man, you gotta. I'm not asking you to temper your expectations. Everybody want to win, but when you go to the point where you want to keep turning these coaches over and paying out extra money to for people to leave, and then you got to pay another guy, man. We don't have that kind of money, man. You know, to be doing that type of stuff. So I think that you got to look at where you really are. I don't want to say temper your expectations, but by the same token, let's be real. Let's deal with reality. And if the guy ain't at the bottom of the totem pole, which I don't think Alabama A&M is, I think you got to give it a little bit more time. I don't think he should be let go if he's not highly successful this year.
So you're saying that they should have kept Southern's coach?
I would have kept the interim guy.
Well, no, I'm talking about Dooley. You saying y'all should have kept Dooley?
Oh yeah, I don't think he gave him enough time. I really don't.
How much time you think he need to get?
Man, I had to get a guy 4 years, man. I mean, you gave him 2 years. What you want me to do, man? 2 years? I mean, be real, man. I mean, come on, bro. I mean, so the guy has proven.
Okay.
Yeah, he's proven. Dooley's a proven successful coach, man.
Okay.
You know, I mean, so yeah, you give him more than 2 years. Absolutely. Southern should have gave him 1 more year. Absolutely, you should have gave him 1 more year.
I'm gonna say this: he's a proven offensive coordinator.
Exactly.
And he's not a proven.
Well, we'll see.
Alabama A&M coach, how long he's been coaching over there?
Yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see if you guys really believe in this philosophy in 2 years when Alcorn coach. So y'all talk all that noise, and how long did you keep Mac there and complain about him after every game?
Okay, you want to go there right now? I'm gonna flip the script. Are you gonna get rid of TC after this year?
Man, TC is my boy.
Okay. if he don't go 500, do you keep him?
So let's go past that, Mike. Let's go back before Dion, the coach before Dion.
Mm-hmm.
How long would he still be there?
No, he was terrible.
Not Hendricks. Hendricks was the last. Dion took over from Hendricks, and I think Hendricks would have built. If we had given him 2 more years, we would have been battling for the SWAC championship. I don't
believe that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Before Hendricks, who did you have?
Yeah, we had that boy from Mississippi State.
Okay.
And he was pissing everybody off.
Okay. Before that, who did you have?
Bell.
No. Who before Bell?
Oh, Harold Jackson.
Okay.
They got rid of him too quick. They got rid of him too quick.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They got
and plus they tied his hand behind him. So I would have left too.
Okay. So at least Alcorn won some championships with the coach that left us, right? At least we won. Now he left us.
Y'all beat him to death. Y'all was flogging him every day.
Yep. So all the time that we were flogging him, we were winning championships.
That's right.
So we good.
Okay.
We good on that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go back to your philosophy that you have expounded in the past. You need to see some improvement
every week.
Every week.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
every week.
So that's how you judge.
So,
So
right,
would you say that doesn't always show up on the win-loss column?
Right. It doesn't
It doesn't always show up in the win-loss column.
loss column, but you
But-
got to know what you're looking at.
Exactly.
You see,
Fans don't know that now.
Yeah.
Right.
The people
So
in the
right-
stands don't know that.
right.
But the
Again,
coaches do.
if TC don't go 500, then you keep him.
I say yeah because of this. Something if he don't go 500, something drastic will have happened. Something
Well,
very drastic. We'd have had a
let's see.
catastrophe. 'Cause
Well, you
gonna
also
get-
have to say how
we
much
gonna-
under 500.
Yeah,
Is
we
he
gonna-
2-10,
yeah. Oh,
or is he 4-8?
Man, look here.
That'd be a tremendous disappointment.
That's
But
what I'm saying.
If he goes,
I don't know how to answer that question because that's not even in my.
That's not on the Jackson State radar.
I can't even envision that at all.
You get ready.
I've been out there to see him.
That ain't on the Jackson State radar. I'm with you, man. I don't think Jackson State. I'm looking for Jackson State to win the East, man.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where you get that from, Terry?
Because they had a solid year. They had a solid year last year.
Okay.
I don't think they did. I don't think he had a bad first year.
I'm telling you, we're a much better team than we were last year.
Hey, play that back, Mike.
We're much better. I'm telling you, we're a much better team at quarterback. We're a much better team at running back. We're a much better team at the defensive line, and we're a better team. I'm taking the much out. We're a better team at the offensive line.
What about special teams?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
We had that run where we didn't have a kicker at all. Not a punter, not a place kicker, not a kickoff person, not a punter.
When last year?
Last year, yeah, we got everybody hurt in one game. We went where we go, got beat up. Played a FCS team. What was that? And we got beat up, but came back with no kickers. And we found a kicker on campus walking around.
Oh man,
y'all
just like y'all playing drum major, just walking around on campus.
That actually happened though.
So let me say this before we move forward. I want to thank Dr. Smith for getting on the call with us. He got rolled out, and we appreciate you, Dr. Smith. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Absolutely, brother. Good seeing y'all, brothers. I'll be back next week.
I'll be glad to come to the community college and be a guest speaker any day.
Absolutely, brother. I'm gonna talk to you on offline. Appreciate it.
All right, my brother.
All right, brother. Y'all be safe. God bless you.
Yeah, you too, man.
All was well, Doc.
All right, brother.
So go ahead, Rodney.
I had finished my point. I thought.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to find out how many years has Maynard been at Alabama A&M.
Oh yeah.
Did they win a championship?
He might be the dean of SWAC coaches by now.
He is the dean. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
He's the dean for sure.
So he won the SWAC championship in 20.
Oh, I said no. You don't get rid of him at all, man. We got to have us a dean, man. Otherwise, we wouldn't. TC might be the dean if you get rid of him.
Well, I tell you what.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Man, he been there 13 years. No. He had 13 years at 3 institutions.
Okay.
Well, that's good. That's at least he's been in the SWAC all that time.
No, he was in the MEAC for a minute.
So, right,
He
you all win your first game against Louisiana Monroe.
Yeah, we're gonna win that one.
Okay. That's one win.
Is it in Mississippi?
No, we go over there.
You ain't gonna beat them boys over there, man.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will.
Tell him why, Rodney. Tell him why.
Because we have the experience of having gone over there and blown a game. Now, and
Who was y'all coach?
Our coach is TC.
I said, who was your coach when you went over there and blew the game?
Yeah, that guy. Let the that other guy.
Okay, the other guy. All right. Okay.
I don't know, Rodney. I'm gonna count that as a loss. I mean, I'm sitting here. Like you beat your second game. You play Lane College, right? You beat them. That's a NAIA school, I think.
Oklahoma.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's in Jackson, Tennessee, right? Lane College.
I thought Lane was in Oklahoma.
No, that's Langston.
Oh, you're right. That is Langston.
Okay. And then your next game after that is Southern University.
Loss.
So
where's the game played this year?
The one
got a 2-year winning streak going. It's old, man.
Where's the game being played?
In Baton Rouge, man. Gotta be.
It's not. That game is in Jackson. That game is in Jackson.
It's in Jackson.
Still a loss for you.
So
Loss.
I will say this, Rodney, that you do have a couple of things going with you for the Louisiana game because they got a new head coach. They got lost a lot of people, so a lot of people went in the transfer portal. So y'all do got a shot in hell, but y'all got it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, and then you know what? After they play Southern, the next game they got to go to that hole in Gremlin. So I don't know, man. You could easily be
1-2,
1-3 in the first 4 games.
Haters.
Hey, man, you know what? See, you make your prediction with your heart. I'm just looking at facts.
No. All these teams. How did we fare against Grambling last year?
Probably beat them.
Yeah, we beat them, and we're better.
With who? With Hugh Jackson?
So you got a first year coach.
Huh? You got a new coach over there.
Grambling got a first year coach.
Yes, sir.
And we got a second year coach. With a better team.
Okay. Dooley know how to beat y'all, though. As the offensive coordinator, not a head coach.
Okay. So does Magnier.
Well, he's on Southern team.
Yeah. So you could ask you can ask everybody.
I promise you, any amount of money. I tell you, $100 to a wooden nickel. If Alcorn beats Southern this year, they're gonna run McNair off of that campus and say he gave the play. Yes, sir. They're gonna do that. I know him. I'm here. That's what's gonna happen.
No, I ain't gonna deny that. But I will say this: it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You're not gonna beat Southern, man, this year.
Yeah, well, I'm predicting Jackson State gonna win the SWAC.
To win the East.
So the East teams I see y'all beating is Valley, Alabama A&M. I think y'all gonna struggle with Bethune.
Bethune got some helmets now, man.
Man, Bethune. Didn't Bethune give y'all trouble last year, bro? Didn't they give you trouble last year, Rodney? Bethune.
I don't remember trouble.
Yeah, okay. You don't remember?
Bethune got helmets now, man.
I remember they had to change quarterbacks 2 or 3 times.
Okay, and Phil was in the game.
Well,
you must have knocked a bunch of them boys out.
Yeah, well, they're gonna have to knock you out this year. All right, man.
Yeah.
Well, they now Jackson State plays 3 Western Division opponents. They play Texas Southern. They play.
Well, Mike, hold on, Mike. This Tiger got to lead the den. So we'll say goodbye to him. Appreciate you. See you next week, brother.
Yes, sir. All right.
All right now.
All right.
Take care, Rodney.
Peace.
Talk to you later, Rodney.
Yes, sir.
All right, now we're down to the Braves and the Jags. Hey, the last 2 standing, dog. We're in the West.
Hey, man, that's right.
Hey, you know what? I don't know. I don't know if I should share this screen, but I'm sitting here looking at the SWAC championships from 1966 up until 1990.
Jackson State. Show it.
And you know what?
1966 to 1990?
1966 to 1990. And
Okay.
Guess what? Southern was the factor only one time during that stretch. And it was a three-way tie in 1975 for the SWAC championship. And that was
Jackson
between
State, Grambling,
Jackson State, Grambling, and Southern.
And we were the third team.
Yeah, and then I think Grambling or somebody, I think they might have been on probation or something.
Well, let's talk about the peak years.
That's the only years y'all want to talk about.
That's the only years. See, I said earlier, I said from 1966 to 1990.
Who name on that stadium, dog?
Yeah, but he got to go before that. A.W. Mumford, man.
Okay, A.W. Mumford.
Well, A.W. Mumford must have won it, man. I was minus something when A.W. Mumford was winning.
Well, see, he didn't want to talk about A.W. Mumford because he wasn't living there.
Well, we can look at this time.
That's what Mike is trying to tell you, bro.
Let's go to his time. Let's go to A.W. Mumford.
Like I was telling him, like I was telling the former Southern player recently. His dad was with me at Alcorn. He played at Southern, right? I said, man, we played Southern back during our era. We used to look at beating Southern like it was Prairie View, Texas Southern.
There was a time. Well, why don't you pull up the record for Texas for Alcorn and Southern?
You don't want me to do that.
All time.
No,
you don't want me to do that.
I want to know what it is. I'm not saying
Pull it up, Mike. Let's pull it up.
I want to know what it is.
I think we the only school that y'all got a losing record against.
That says a lot for us, huh?
Well, it says y'all can't beat Alcorn.
I know when I went up there and Al McNair was playing, he had 10 seconds to throw the ball. I know that.
What is the all-time record between Alcorn and Southern? Let's see if I can find that.
Football.
Hey, Bless, while I try to look it up, let's talk about the West.
All right, Terry, what you think about the West, man? So I don't want to get you started out by saying Southern gonna win, and you have no clue.
Well, I expect Southern to win.
Okay, I know.
I do because
we got a friend. Me and Mike got a friend. He expects Valley to win every year.
Okay, well, Valley ain't won since Willie Totten.
Well, he don't care.
Since Willie Totten was thrown to the all-world wide receiver.
Yeah.
So Jerry Rice, they hadn't won before then, and they ain't won since then. So we don't expect Valley to stay in the Valley.
So Mike, the rankings from the thing is Alcorn 1, Prairie View 2.
Let me go to it right quick. It was SWAC West prediction. SWAC prediction is Alcorn 1, 112 points, 11 first place votes. Prairie View number 2, 104 points, 8 first place votes. Grambling is number 3 with 72 points and 4 first place votes. Southern is 70 points and 1 first place votes. And then you had Arkansas Pine Bluff and Texas Southern rounding out the rear.
I like where we picked that.
You like being picked 4?
Yeah, because we're going to go forth and win it all.
Okay.
Trust me. We're going to go forth and win it all.
Yeah.
Didn't we win the Bayou Classic?
Who y'all quarterback, Jack?
Didn't we win the Bayou Classic?
Who y'all quarterback, Jack?
We got 2 quarterbacks.
Okay. Well, that means you ain't got none.
No.
That's it. That's it. When you got 2, you ain't got one.
That don't mean we ain't got one.
What does it mean?
Hey,
Terry, can I read you something right quick?
yes, sir.
It says, as of November the 4th, 2023, Southern has a record of 27 wins, and 47 losses and 2 ties against Alcorn State University.
Since as of November 23, 27 wins and what?
41 losses.
We ain't but 14 down. That ain't bad.
Okay.
That's all time?
That's all time. The first
How
game.
How about the last 30 years?
You definitely want me to pull that up.
Well, he wants you to pull up the last. He gonna get down to, hey man, what about the last 5 years?
Hey, he want me to just go back to Pete Richardson era.
How about the Pete Richardson era, man?
Right. SU's longest winning.
Hey, hold up now. We didn't just win with Pete. We won with Richardson.
SU's longest winning streak was 6 games. That was October 21st, 1995 to October the 21st, 2000. So that was the Pete Richardson era.
What about
that was our Johnny Thomas era.
What about Marino Chasm?
He was just only coached 1 year, and then he was coaching AD or something like that.
It was just 1 year. Well, he won that one.
Nah, we whooped him when he brought it back into Lorman.
Huh?
We beat him when he came back to Lorman.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
He probably gave y'all the playbook, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what y'all gonna say about McNabb. We whoop y'all ass at homecoming, huh?
We definitely gonna say it if y'all beat us. He had to give y'all our playbook.
The longest losing streak was 9 games. So
for who? Us?
For you all, yeah.
Man.
And that had to be recently because when with all those SWAC championships that we won against you guys, and we were in the same, we played you twice a year. That those I guess from 2014, 2015.
I think 1 year we played and it wasn't even
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So let me ask you this: Do y'all like the current championship game being at the home of the SWAC best record, or would you like to have it at a central location like Houston again or the Superdome, or do y'all like the way it is now?
I'll take the home field, man, because we have classics throughout the year.
I like
because you're not going to come from the Bayou Classic and go back to the Superdome again. It's not gonna work.
And plus, then it gives the school something to shoot for. And then if you host a SWAC championship game, that's just extra money that goes to your athletic department and your university.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That you don't get to see. You wonder where the money at.
I don't know. Yeah.
But you're not gonna get a large venue because of you're in the middle of NFL seasons and all that kind of stuff, man. So they got to pre-plan all that stuff, man. And so I'll take the home field.
So my last question on my agenda tonight was, who is the surprise team of the SWAC this year? Who's gonna be the surprise team? Some people have picked Bethune-Cookman to be the surprise team. Who's the surprise team this year?
Man, as high as
let's break that down by division. Who will be your surprise team in the SWAC East, and who will be your surprise team in the SWAC West?
Man, I'm gonna take Bethune-Cookman in the East. I didn't realize that they would be ranked that high, but if they can fulfill that, man, yeah, absolutely, they would be a surprise team in the East.
That high. Bethune-Cookman picked next to last.
They picked next to last?
Yeah.
Who am I comparing with? I thought it was picked like 3 or 4.
No.
No, you had Alabama State, FAMU, Jackson State, Alabama A&M, Bethune-Cookman, and Valley. That's the order of the prediction.
Well, heck, they ain't got to win but 3 games to get out of that, to slip out of that spot they in. But, well, I'm gonna flip my pick then. You know what? I'm gonna go with Jackson State because I'm believing that they're gonna win it.
You think they're gonna win it all, or they just gonna win it?
I think they're gonna win the East for sure. And they're very capable of winning it all.
Okay.
If they can win the East, they're capable of winning it all. I would say yes.
Well, you know what I'm gonna do, Terry? I'm gonna give you a lot of credit, but I'm gonna give you the credit after we get off this call. Cause if I give it to you, only way it ain't gonna be right.
Okay. All right.
Well,
I
you know
think
what? I'm gonna say I'm not picking them to win the East, but I'm going to go with Alabama A&M as my surprise team. And the reason why I'm going with them, you know, if they don't win this year, this could be Cornell Maynard's last year.
Well,
That's just my thing. I don't know, you know.
That's why I asked that question, because Cornell Maynard's been there for a minute, man. He
Yeah.
won during the COVID season. He won a championship during the COVID season.
But I'm gonna tell you, I saw Alabama State and Southern last year in Montgomery. They have a very good ball club. Alabama State.
Yeah.
They're very good, man.
Well, they beat Jackson State last year,
Mm-hmm.
and FAMU struggled with them last year.
Yeah.
So they picking them to win the East. So I wouldn't back up on that.
Right.
FAMU, man, they got some horses, man. I saw their stuff. They got some horses. We'll see if they can put those horses together. You know, because sometimes it's a matter of just putting people together.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You probably should have. I mean, to beat the man, you got to win. You got to beat the man, right? And so, FAMU is still your defending SWAC East champ, and that's and I'm gonna say the same thing about the SWAC West. Prairie View still your defending.
It's different though, Mike. It's different though. So it's a difference if we're talking about the NFL, you talking about the Kansas City.
Yeah, and all the players still intact. Yeah.
The players are still intact. You don't have the same thing in the SWAC right now. The FAMU head coach gone, the quarterback gone, all that. So you know, you just giving them that just because they won last year. It's not, you don't really have a reason to give it to them. The same.
Well, you pick Alabama State, and you don't know who their starting quarterback is.
Well, Alabama State had more than a quarterback. They didn't have a quarterback last year.
They're solid.
Shit, they didn't have a quarterback last year, so
they're solid, man. They're real solid.
Yeah.
I watched them come from down 10-0 and beat Southern 14-10.
Well, that's easy to do. Look who they were playing.
So the question becomes,
I'm just telling you, man. I saw it.
The question becomes, and you can't get outside of it, because if you look at Alcorn, you would say the same thing. Alcorn's got a new coach. They said, well, he was on the team last year. He still wasn't the head coach. There's gonna be a change. There's a change in philosophy, the way you think. Even if you got a new head man, that's gonna change. It's the same as Southern. So all those things, that makes a big difference, man. Well, Alabama State did not lose their coaching staff.
Right.
Well, Terry, I wasn't picking on Southern, just playing with you, but I mean, Southern was in turmoil last year. I mean, they fired the coach in midseason, and that kind of thing.
That was early in the season, man.
Yeah, but you know, when you fire the coach midseason, what are your expectations for the rest of the season?
Not much.
Okay, then that's my point. That's
They succeeded in what they wanted to do. They wasn't going anywhere. Beat Grambling in the Bayou Classic. That's it. They did that.
I think they got rid of the man because of money.
But they paying more money.
Huh? They're paying this guy more money?
They got to still pay him. And this
guy.
But
I mean, what I'm saying is the salary that he wanted, they didn't want to pay, I guess.
Well, I think he was making $300, and they let him go, and they still got to pay him. Plus, pay this guy, whatever they paying him, $200, $250, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, Mike, how much is Fred McNair making? You know?
Nah, I don't know. I was listening to one podcast. They say Southern had the lowest paid coaches in the SWAC, or close to the lowest paid coaches in the SWAC as far as position coaches. So I don't know what he's making.
Is that a Southern thing, or is that a Louisiana State thing?
No, Southern have their own system, so that's not anything to do with the state of Louisiana. The Southern University system is the only system in the HBCU circuit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Grambling falls under the Louisiana system.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
who what are your predictions for the SWAC West? Who do you pick to come out the SWAC West, and what would be your surprise team out the SWAC West?
I think my surprise team is probably going to end up being Texas Southern.
What you feel like they're gonna win 3 games?
Texas Southern got a pretty good quarterback, man.
Yeah.
So my surprise now, don't get me wrong now, they picked last, bro.
Bledsoe, their best quarterback.
That would be a surprise.
Exactly. That's my point. What'd you say, Mike?
I said their best quarterback left and went to Alabama State.
I think the quarterback that they got now is supposed to be pretty good. You talk about, we'll see about Body. Body ain't never won nothing. What he won? He ever won a championship?
Right.
What does he want?
I think I'm going to go with Prairie View to win the West. And Mike, you picked my surprise team. You already took that from me. I can't.
Chris Dishman, dog.
I can't duplicate. Well, I mean, yeah, I was going to pick Texas Southern for a surprise team, but I hate to be a homer, man, but I'm going to have to go on with them Jags, man. We're going to surprise some folks, man, because
you've been a homer before.
We're gonna play. See, one thing about it is, you still know you're playing Southern University.
Who your quarterback, Jack?
I don't have no idea.
Okay,
but you still know you're playing Southern University.
Okay, Terry, take your feelings out of this. Take your feelings out of this, right?
I can't think of.
Let me prove.
He said my surprise team.
Okay, let me.
I think Southern gonna surprise some people, man.
Let me ask you something. Your preseason offensive player of the year is the quarterback Miles Crawley from Grambling, right?
Okay.
So since you're a big Dooley fan and Dooley's offensive coordinator back at Grambling, wouldn't Grambling be your surprise pick?
No. No, I'm not doing that. I'm feeling like Southern gonna surprise some folks, man. Really. I'm not against Grambling with that, but I just think Southern gonna surprise some people, man, because y'all sleeping on this, man.
Mike, go down the schedule for Southern and read them off and let him choose the wins and losses. Since they're gonna surprise some folks. They might surprise some people in the other direction, Terry, and not finish fourth.
We're always surprised when we have a loser season. If we have a losing season, we're gonna be surprised. Always.
So Southern plays their first game August the 31st, 7 p.m. They go to McNeese State.
Okay, keep going.
So wait a minute, go back. Is that a win or a loss?
I'm counting them.
That's a win.
I got that as a win.
Okay.
Second game, September the 7th. You play Savannah State at home.
2
wins?
2 wins. Man, we're going to bring 10,000 people to Lake Charles, man.
Okay.
We're going to make that a home game.
Man, you ain't never beat McNeese State. You talking about winning that football game.
What you mean we ain't never beat him? We ain't never beat him?
No, you ain't never beat him.
Well, now it's time. Now it's time.
Okay.
So your third game of the season is September the 14th. You go to Jackson, Mississippi.
That's a loss. I'm counting on being real.
Okay.
Your fourth game, September the 21st, you go to Prairie View.
That's another loss. We're 2-2.
Your next game, your fifth game, you play Nickel State at home.
We about to time out. We got a lot of wins against Prairie View now. That might be an upset.
What?
I'm gonna take that back, man. We're gonna upset Prairie View, man. 3-1.
Okay, Nickel State game.
In Thibodeau and Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge.
Another win. We 4-1. 3-1. That's 4 games. The only
You got 4 wins. You got 4 wins and 1 loss so far.
4-1. Let's go.
Okay.
We're gonna beat Nickel State in Baton Rouge. They don't know how to play in Baton Rouge.
Okay, go ahead.
Your next game is October the 12th. You go to Texas Southern.
Another win.
Okay.
Your next game is homecoming, October 19th. You got the Braves coming to town.
We didn't even guys say that one.
I'm gonna let y'all have that one.
See, you gonna let us have that one.
We got 2 wins, man. We gotta trip up somewhere.
Okay.
What we at 6-2 now?
Yeah.
Okay. After Alcorn, October the 26th, you go down to Tallahassee, play the Rattlers at FAMU.
That's another loss.
Okay. November the 2nd, you go to Huntsville, Alabama. You play Alabama A&M.
We're gonna win that, and we're gonna beat Graham.
Okay. November the 9th, you play Bethune-Cookman at home.
We got that too.
And I give you.
Man.
You got Arkansas Pine Bluff at home November the 16th.
Damn, what I got us going? 9-3?
And you say you're gonna beat Grambling.
Yeah.
So you're gonna lose to, you say, according to your picks, you're going to lose to McNeese, right?
Might give y'all McNeese game back. No, I said we're gonna win that one.
Well, let's say this, Mike.
You got yourself losing to Alcorn, what?
Alcorn, Jackson State, and FAMU.
And
That's who you got.
Them the losses I got.
All right.
9-3. Wouldn't that be a surprise?
Yeah, you even surprised yourself on that.
Man, hey, bro, I'm used to winning.
Yeah. Used to winning. Mike just gave you already,
Hey,
bro.
we come over here, Prairie View. Prairie View don't have no winning record against us, man.
Now he jumping to Prairie View.
The purple and gold. That ain't even Alcorn's purple and gold.
Well, look.
Damn sure ain't LSU's purple and gold.
Prairie View went on a 28-year losing season. I mean, for 28 years, you gonna compare Prairie View. Man, we're gonna beat Prairie View. They can't beat us. They ain't beat nobody.
I'm fixing to beat them this year, man.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, book them down.
Okay. We gonna see them Panthers gonna come. I mean, y'all gotta go to the Panthers.
I got that, man. We might be, with that record I got, we might be in a SWAC championship game.
Yeah, that's what it sound like.
Huh?
That's what it sound like.
Hey, don't be surprised if y'all get whipped in Baton Rouge. Don't be surprised. I gave you the game, but don't be surprised.
Terry, we called Mumford Stadium Alcorn second home.
So Terry, you say y'all gonna take 10,000 down there at McNeese, huh?
If they can hold us.
You know y'all ain't rolling like that no more, right?
Oh, we still traveling?
You're not like that.
Well, we'll bring about 7. We'll bring 7. Man, if people ain't got nothing to do, what they gonna do?
Well,
they're definitely coming to Houston.
Just like we talked about, man.
They're definitely coming to Houston.
Things have changed, brother. Things have changed.
Yeah, you got the new generation, man. Them guys, they don't travel. Yeah, you got that new generation, man. They find something better to do with it. They don't even come to the games at home.
That's right.
Yeah,
y'all have a whole lot of Houston because you got a lot of alumni in Houston too.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah. So Mike Jones, you got anything on the out before we go out of here? Before we get up out of here?
Man, I'm about ready to call it a wrap. We're going on an hour and 40 minutes.
40 minutes, yeah.
One last question before we go tonight.
Uh-huh.
Who is the greatest SWAC player, regardless of sport, of all time?
John Doe.
Nope. This is your opinion. It's just an opinion.
So I can't answer that one, Terry. Because
go ahead.
I can't answer that one because I
Who you
before
pick,
my
man?
time. I can't answer that one. Mike, you got
Are you
anything?
talking about greatest SWAC players that I've seen?
The
Yeah.
greatest SWAC player of all. I ain't just talking about football. I'm talking about any sport.
Any sport is what he's saying. I can't say it because I hadn't seen them all. And then a lot of times you get popularity is more of a vote than the actual player. So if I say Ricky Weeks, you can't
Well, I'm
argue
gonna just
Ricky
say
Weeks.
at one of the SWAC championship games in Birmingham one year, I think that might have been 2011. They had a player who played. He's a former Alcorn player that played with the Detroit Pistons, and they said that he was the only player in SWAC history to get drafted by all three major sports: basketball, football, and baseball. So I can't think of his name right off the
But
bat.
he can't be number one.
That's why I said.
Hey,
That's why I said I'm gonna stay away from that one. I'm gonna stay away from
I'm
that
gonna
one.
say what
hey, I'm
It's
gonna take
been-
Lou Brock, man. Not just because he's from Southern. I'm just gonna take Lou Brock.
Well, we know it ain't just because he's from Southern. If it's coming from you, we all.
Well, he's a Hall of Famer, man. I mean, and I know Jerry Rice is too, but Lou Brock, bro, is just another level, bro. Lou Brock.
Well,
And I'm gonna be honest. I thought about him before I thought about Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice pretty phenomenal as well. But from all time, if I had to pick one athlete, man, I would go with Lou Brock, man, for what he did on the major league level. So
Hold on, let me back up. Hold on, just quick question. Are we talking about what they did in college, or are you talking about what they did?
I'm talking about a SWAC player who is the number one athlete from the SWAC, not necessarily what he did in college. If I'm gonna go that way, I don't know what Lou Brock's stats were. I don't even know what his stats are in the major leagues. It's just that I know that he was powerful.
You just know he's from Southern. His name Lou Brock. That's what you know.
Nah, he's highly respected. I mean, Jerry Rice is equally, man. Jerry, you can have an argument for Jerry Rice. I mean, really, truly. By all means, Jerry Rice he might be number one. I could be dead wrong on that. I was just thinking about, I was honestly saying that I thought about Lou Brock before I thought about Jerry Rice, but Jerry Rice was phenomenal.
Who
in college and in the pros.
What about Dave Bean?
I don't know where Dave Bean played his college ball at. I don't know where he played college ball at.
You don't know?
He didn't play at Alcorn, no, but I ain't never heard of him in the SWAC.
Well, I'll tell you what Dave Bean off line.
I know who he is, Dave, but he one of the richest men in NBA history who didn't make his money in the NBA. I tell you that much. He made his money in business, big time. Shaq was floored when we found out about Dave Bean. Made his money in the business world.
Okay.
Yep, Detroit Pistons. But I don't know what
I'm going to ask you this question. So you had on Lou Brock. Who was the better baseball player? I'm going to throw another former HBCU player, SWAC player in there with you. Who's the better player, Lou Brock or Vince Coleman?
Lou Brock in the Hall of Fame. I don't know about Vince. I know Lou Brock in the Hall of Fame. Lou probably stole as many bases. Lou is definitely in the Hall of Fame. You gotta look up Vince Coleman and see if he in there. Yeah. Am I right or wrong?
I don't know if he's in the Hall of Fame. I know he's I just know he's a FAMU grad.
If he ain't in the Hall of Fame, he ain't better than Lou Brock.
I gotta stay away from that with Mike Jones. Terry Johnson, we appreciate you, brother. We will see
absolutely.
You next week.
Mike Jones, have a good one. Same time next week.
Yes, sir.
Since Blesso, I did the introduction, you can do the closing remarks, man.
Closing remarks. SWAC then, SWAC now. Be real. We there.
Always.
Peace out. Deuces.
Peace out. Y'all have a blessed night, man.
You too, man.
Same to you, my man.
All right, take care.
Okay. Antonio.